Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barely Necessities. It's Laughing Places live discussion of Disney merchandise. I am here with our site manager, Rebecca Burbank. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be back. Looked like you had a lot of fun last week, though. So
Yes, we did. Yeah, it was nice.
change of pace, huh?
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's good. And you got to
Oh,
travel,
really?
so that's good.
Yeah, no, it was great. I had a fun popping in and checking out what you all were talking about. But this week we have a lot of items as we get closer to the Christmas day. Christmas Day is what just about a week away, a little over a week.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. My goodness, next Wednesday. Oh, wow.
Shocking.
That happened fast.
And since Austin is talking Clover, we're going to start with a little bit of Stony Clover Lane. Howdy,
Yes.
Geo. What have we got popping up from them, Becca?
Well, a lot of stuff's already sold out because it's just been so popular. But Stony Clover Lane has a very, very fun, playful Disney Parks collection that's over at Disney Store. Some items, like the bag right there, that Mickey Mouse bag, is still available. There are some items on back order, but yeah, this is really pretty pastels, kind of fun, kind of like a little cutesy, but not in a. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I really like
Very
this.
bubblegum.
Yes, bubblegum is a great word.
Very, very bubblegum. When I look at it, that's instantly what I think of. They even have patches.
Mhm.
So if you are a fan of Stony Clover and that bubblegum world, uh, palette that they embrace. Be sure to check out Disney Store. When I looked back at it, it seemed like some of the Disney World branded items were still available while
Okay.
the Disneyland were sold out. So that may still be the case. But yeah, be sure to check those items out. I really do like the sweatshirt. The varsity jacket.
Yes, I do too. And in our article, it said that the stuff was going to be available at the parks starting December 14th. So it's possible if you're heading to the parks, you might still be able to find this stuff, even if it's not the style that you like is not available online at this moment.
Gotcha. Speaking of Christmas being only a week away, that means the new year is just around the corner as well. And oh, hey, Kyle coming in and saying, when I looked a few minutes ago, everything was sold out except a back order on one of the bags. So very popular stuff. So if you are heading to the resort and you spot it, do not think that you can go home and pick it up on the website because it appears that it's sold out there. But 2025 items are arriving at Disney Store and in the Disney parks as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this I love these photos that we have of the items in person because it's always great to see stuff online, but then when we have like somebody actually went and took pictures, that's super super helpful. And there's a lot more available in the parks right now than you can find online. But I'm liking the colors.
Yes.
Last year, now I kind of did love how they took a leap last year for 2024, but it was definitely not anything that I was going to purchase. This is much more in line with like my personal style. Although I don't know that I love the various fonts for the numbers.
Oh, really? Okay.
But that Mickey Mouse plush with the hoodie is so
So
cute.
adorable.
Yes.
So adorable. I like how he has like polka dot. I don't know. I guess they're socks, polka dotted socks.
Yeah.
But it's the way his ears look too. So it's got like a little bit of like it's not just a solid black. There's a little bit of added a pizzazz there. But the green shoes are very very cute.
Yeah, for sure. And then yeah, these light up. That's fun.
And of course, you have the ornaments. You have a variety of styles, whether it's the large, kind of just the traditional Mickey silhouette, or just the ear hat with Minnie and Mickey sitting on top of the numbers of the year. And of course, you're going to have a variety of items representing either Walt Disney World, or Disneyland, and you get to decide whether or not you're happy with what the castle looks like on either one of them. I know Disney fans love to debate, is that really a Sleeping Beauty castle, or is that more of a Cinderella castle look on the
Yeah.
one,
It's like it's a hybrid castle.
right? So lots of 2025. One of the things that I really love about it, Becca, is Laughing Place is currently 25 years old. And so I like that this says 25 on it. So I guess maybe
That's so perfect. I didn't even think about that, but you're absolutely right.
yeah, we are in the midst of our 25th year. So yeah. Okay. If you are looking for some Disney Village type decor, look no further than MCO, right? By the way, the little shop there, along with Disney Store, has these Toontown playsets.
Yeah, these are super, super cute. So it comes with a figure or two, and then a bunch of little pieces to kind of just build out the Toontown area. And yeah, each is shaped like the various character houses. So you've got the boat there for Donald, and
I knew you were going to get me on that, Kyle. Kyle busting me. Go ahead. Sorry, Becca.
No, that's fine. He's gonna hear about this later. No. But yeah,
you were talking about the play sets. I have to say, for one of the things that I appreciate about these, not only is it something that the littles can enjoy, but frankly, I could add these to my own collection just to kind of have a Disney Village on display in my own house. They would fit in well with my Toad and Dumbo and Mr. Toad popcorn buckets, and just kind of continuing that, Disney look, but in varying brightly colored plastics.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. This is a lot of fun.
And I want to point out that Tony Betty does not disappoint with his what is it? What do we call it? A subheader. You've got Mickey's Toontown playsets spotted at MCO, also available at Disney Store. And of course, he asks the important question: where is the playmat that looks like all the added lawns and green space?
Okay, now you know somebody on Etsy is going to create this, and it's going to be like Toontown playmat.
Right? So I figured, why don't we get the author and just ask him about his moment here? So Tony, hello. How you doing?
Great. I'm so glad you noticed that. I feel like, especially on our team, nobody really reads the subheads.
Oh, so no,
I just throw them in there just to make sure people are paying attention. And that one's definitely one of them, because I'm not a big fan of what they did to Toontown. And so I felt the need to throw that out there.
As Doobie points out, Tony's been busy on air today.
Yes.
He was on our morning show. If you missed that, go back and check it out and catch kind of like what's happening at the beginning of the day. And then he also co-host. He was the in-studio host for our walk and talk. As Jeremiah was where today?
Jeremiah was at Animal Kingdom, and he was pointing out a lot of the holiday decor, including some favorite things, I guess, of his in Pandora.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't get to catch all of it, so I'm gonna have to go back and catch some of the Pandora favorites. I had no idea that he had some.
Apparently,
favorites.
There's an Avatar Nutcracker, and the giant mech suit is decorated as well. I typically, again, to the same pipeline of Toontown, I don't necessarily go to Pandora every time I go to Animal Kingdom.
Well, there you go. Leave it to Jeremiah to know about these niche holiday decorations. So I will definitely have to check that out. But you had the opportunity to discuss interesting book.
Yes.
And I thought I'd have you share it with our listeners.
So readers, watchers, listeners, viewers, scrollers, doom scrollers.
Hey, we try to interrupt
the doom scrollers.
No, we do our best to interrupt the doom scrolling.
I take that as a compliment, at least a few years ago, Caleb. Yeah. Thank you so much. Now, the book I talked with, so Bob Weiss has been a busy man. He's been writing 2 books. One's a fictitious fantasy book called Ghost Dog, right here. It's a beautiful book. It fits really good in the hand, and It's a book that you like to hold. That's what I'm really getting at. It's strange, I know, but I like a good book, like not an ebook, not a PDF file, just a good book. But he takes us back to 1969 Haunted Mansion, and it tells a story of a kid who unfortunately had just lost his dog and is at Disneyland with his family trying to feel better about it, and gets invited to a preview of the Haunted Mansion where a ghost dog follows him home. So
Oh,
it's
that
it's
sounds so
it's quite
sweet.
nice. Illustrations by George Scribner, who's the director of Oliver and Company, because they have collaborated a number of times, as I discussed in that interview. Fantastic, fantastic story. It's definitely a YA book, but that's kind of my purview around here, I think, because I get stuck with the Disney Channel animated shows. Also, not stuck. I actually
I
enjoy
was
that,
gonna say you're
but
not
yeah.
stuck with it.
But yeah, and that's fresh on the brain because there's a new one coming out, so I've been consuming all of that. But I was nice enough. I went to the CTN Expo, Creative Talent Network, which is an animation expo, but a lot of the not a lot, a number of former Disney animators have been published by Old Mill Press, who itself was founded by Dave Bossert, a former Disney effects animator. So
Okay.
he gets his friends and they write books, and Bob Weiss being one of them. Although not an animator per se, he was the president of Imagineering. So he had a lot to say, and I was fortunate enough in that article to sit down with him for about an hour. That interview is edited down heavily, where he shared a lot of thoughts on this book, his other book, Dream Chasing, which is not a fiction. It's an autobiographical like memoir about the projects he's worked on. But also, I have a stack here, right? So this all started. So I started talking with him about that because I wanted the book anyway, because my wife used to work at Mansion, so she's obsessed. So he was nice enough to sign it to me and her. But
Aww.
he found out who I was and decided he wanted to talk more with me about it. So we arranged that interview. But this all also stemmed, and I'm going to plug my more of my book stuff. But this book, Disney in Between, which is by
Okay.
Steve Anderson, who's the director of Meet the Robinsons. He wrote a book about the dark time at Disney between Walt Disney's death before Eisner took over. That's covered very little. And like we all know about the Renaissance and we know all about up in Walt, but that's a slump and a dark period. And it's actually an animation term, which I think is great because you have the keyframes in animation, which are like the extreme poses. And then you have the in-between, which are the ones nobody really talks about, but they're like those blurry shots or the motion shots that kind of fill it all in. So that's what he refers to that whole era as, is that kind of, it needs to happen to make the next extreme work.
Now, the Ghost Dog book you talked about,
Mhm.
it's specifically kind of a young adult niche as far as the pacing and the vocabulary and stuff. Would Dream Chasing and this Disney in between book, would they also be accessible to that age group, or do you think that you need that's going to be a more maybe high schoolish collegey?
So with Dream Chasing, I've not read it, but what I know of it is if you know the parks and you're experienced with those, that would help. He also talked with me about how he focused more on, here's how we want this project to happen. So we have almost to the extent of the Disney in between. We have point A where we start and point B where we want to be, but it's all that tumultuous turmoil, to be redundant, in the middle there. And that's what he wrote about. Like he wanted to make people realize it's not just, hooray, I made my dreams come true. There's a lot of work that goes into it, as opposed to just, I want this to happen, so it's going to happen.
And you seem to be linking that with having just read the Disney in between.
Yeah, so this one though, I would say this is definitely for more adult Disney fans. If you're a younger Disney fan who knows, so I'm gonna branch off a little bit. I've been watching a lot of cruise vlogs lately, mostly because of the treasure. And my new favorite game is when I watch the fantasy or to the magic to an extent, is watch the influencers try and figure out what O'Gill's IP is. Because there's a lounge called O'Gill's, and they all like, it's an original idea. It's so cool. I'm like, no, it's not. It's Darby O'Gill, the Little People, right? If you know all of those titles, and Rebecca, I've talked with you about this before. It's kind of divided in two halves, even though it's not half and half. It's the live action studio and the animation studio, and you have to have one to have the other in this instance. But it is very much, there's a dividing line when you read this, and all the live action stuff. Steve's talking about movies I don't think I've ever heard of or heard of in passing. And I'm like, Rebecca probably knows all of these titles down flat. But my point is, this is definitely a more, I would just say, late high school, college, depending on your level of fandom, and beyond college, if not, because it goes from 1966 to 1980. So
Now,
Wasn't that kind of the period of
Sorry, go
Waking Sleep, just Waking Sleeping Beauty? Is that also in that period?
Rebecca just posted, actually that's the 8 things, but I did an interview with Steve also, which is why he's been pimping me out to all his friends. Forgive my language on that one, but to say, like, Tony, it was a great talk about the book. You got to talk with, if you want to talk your book, talk with him. But so it ends right as Waking Sleeping Beauty picks up. Waking Sleeping Beauty kind of goes about 15 minutes of the Don Bluth period. This talks at length in about the Don Bluth political uprising that occurred. So it's fantastic in that regard as well. Interviews and everything with people who were involved. And if you go back and look at the interview I did with Steve on laughingplace.com, he talks about how a lot of people still hold the grudge. So decades later.
Okay, Tony, I'm just you piqued my curiosity. Is there a specific movie title that you can think of right now that you were like, that you can remember coming across thinking, I don't know what this is right in this moment, but I bet Rebecca does. If they don't, that's fine.
Immediately I thought of, like, Darby O'Gill is mentioned, Candle Shoe is mentioned, other Jodie Foster ones. I can't remember titles offhand, but any Jodie Foster one in there, I was like, that's a Rebecca title.
So. Oh, totally. Okay, this sounds like it sounds like a book that's specifically written for the era of Disney. That is what I would have grown up with. That up to like the mid 80s. So
yeah, I think the last year is 80. Let me double check here.
I want to say it's 86, I think, or 83, 86, right around there. So this is also Old Mill Press.
Old Mill Press, yeah.
Old Mill Press book as well. The Ghost Dog and
Ghost Dog is
and Disney in between is. However, the Dream Chasing that is available actually at Disney Store. So that is a title that you can get at Disney Store. So right now, as they're doing all these sales, as they're doing these free shipping with this amount, keep that title in mind. You may want to, add it onto your shopping cart.
Yeah, I definitely am interested in it after talking with him about it. I was interested before, but now I like really, because I thought it was just going to be like, and then I did Studios, and then I did Shanghai.
No.
And no, it's a lot more involved than that.
He's a tremendous storyteller too. He
talking with him, 100%. Yeah.
Because he did a presentation at D23 for the book. He was sitting with Leslie Iwerks.
Okay.
And they were talking about his career with Imagineering, and it was riveting.
If you read the Bob Weiss interview I did, he credits her with why people know what Imagineering is now. I'm not going to say I disagree with Bob Weiss, the former president of Imagineering, but I feel like in the 90s it really took off and become more of a brand. But in terms of like the household, like, oh, Imagineers are doing the treasure, Imagineers are doing this, I would also agree that it's Leslie Iwerks. But we talked at length about Imagineering and how fans kind of own the parks, which we talked about on the morning show. But one thing I didn't mention was in this book, he also talked about it being a love letter to Haunted Mansion, because as a kid especially, you hear, well, they're in a better place. The dog's in a better place now, et cetera, et cetera. And he put this perspective on the mansion I'd never seen before, because the mansion is just a celebration that shows the afterlife as one big party. Everybody's dancing and having fun, pulling pranks on each other, just little tricks. And I was like, I've never looked at it that way before. And I like that. I like that a lot. So
very cool. Oh man. Okay. I'm excited. Was this a title that was on your radar, Becca, before Tony's glowing write-ups?
No, not at all.
I love the wallpaper imagery on the book too.
This was yes, we talk about that. It's also Nancy Bossert, Dave's wife and former CalArts alum, took inspiration from the original Haunted Mansion wallpaper. This whole thing glows in the dark, by the way.
That's awesome.
But if you look, it's just paw prints and dog faces.
Isn't it the best? I love it.
Oh my goodness, that is really cute.
Yep.
Oh, okay, Tony, since you're here, I have to ask you, did these find their way into your shopping cart? This was big news this week.
No,
This is
no,
not?
Tony.
No.
No, it's on its way to my house.
Oh, I want something that symbolizes what 13 million people a year walk on. Cool.
I have been trying.
I want to wear that.
I have been trying desperately to win these for years. Becca, are you a big fan of the
I like the
MCO
box.
carpet?
The box is fun.
I mean, it's iconic. I see it and I know what that is. Like I'm instantly transported to MCO. I don't feel strongly one way or the other about it, but
You know what else is iconic? The Nike swoosh, and my socks have that on it.
This pattern was my phone wallpaper for years and years and years.
I mean, it's a great pattern. It's super, I don't know, just it's interesting and it's very distinct. So bravo MCO for coming up with something.
I'll add. Okay. If I didn't live in Orlando, I'd probably really want these.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, that's when
because for so many, this carpet means I'm at Disney, I'm at Universal, so it's symbolic to that. To me, it's I'm getting out of Dodge. Like I'm out. Bye.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, it's very funny because
Hurricane's coming. I know this carpet. Christmas is here. I know this carpet.
When we moved to Northern California, and I knew it would be about a decade before I'd be calling Florida home again. That's when it became my lock screen, my phone background, and that's when I kept trying to win these socks. Never won them. Went one time to John Wayne Airport, got those socks, won those socks that day.
What are those socks? I don't even know John Wayne. I've been to John Wayne. I don't know how many times. I don't know that carpet.
It wasn't carpet. It was like
Ruby's
Airplane.
Diner. Give me those socks.
It was Airplane and John Wayne, and I can't remember if it says SNA or John Wayne on it, but yeah. So I won those. It was an anniversary of the airport. When I was there, they had to spin the wheel and win something, and I won. I was like, woohoo! See, they love me. MCO apparently no, but
so the socks have the same thing. Very briefly, I'll mention Roosevelt's did an Orlando carpet shirt that kind of, I think now eventually saw the light of day. And there was so much hype over that. And again, same thing with the socks. I don't get it. But again, if I didn't live in Orlando, I'd probably be equally as obsessed. Yes.
And I should point out,
Roosevelt's,
I do want to point out, well, before Roosevelt's, these socks are Rockham socks.
Okay.
So, and Rockham is based in Orlando, I believe.
Yes.
So
they are.
And they've made, like you're saying, Rebecca, you've tried to win them. So they've always made some as like giveaways, correct?
Yes, correct.
But this is the first time, well, they're sold out now, folks, but this was the first time that you could actually go and purchase them.
Yeah, they came, I want to say it took maybe an hour and a half or so, I think, for them to sell out. Now they were only available in the 9 to 13 size, which is too big for me.
Me too.
So I was sad because I love Rockham socks. I have several pairs of Rockham socks that I've bought over the years. One of the things I like about them is this black foot that they have. All of them have the pattern and then the black foot underneath. And I find them to be warm. And living in Northern California, I've learned about seasons, and so I like having socks that are warm. But these were retailing for $30, and they came with this paper MCO shuttle people mover. I'm not sure what its technical name is. So if you want to feel like,
call it the tram. I don't think it has a name.
Yeah, right.
Well, in our article, we called it an automated people mover, or APM.
Yep.
Yeah.
But when I see this set right here, Buddy Dwyer starts playing in my head. I just hear him welcoming me to Orlando. So, and I get happy. Doobie is obsessed with the fact that the carpets over at the new Island Tower, Becca, are made out of sea waste. He appreciates the ecological nature of it, but
doesn't want to step on sea waste.
He doesn't find the phrasing very inviting. Welcome to our new hotel where our carpet's made out of sea waste. So, and can someone explain this to me, Tony?
I don't know if he's talking about Orlando or John Wayne. I would think John Wayne because I feel like it kind of cuts down. So
yes. Yeah. Have you ever been on a plane on the tarmac at John Wayne when they're pushing that limit?
No.
No.
They get intense.
Oh.
The flight attendants get really intense. It's like, okay, everybody board this plane, be efficient, because
No.
if we don't, because there's a certain point where they'll take you back to the gate and you won't take off. So yeah, so everybody's like,
Gotta
really
love those people who built their houses next to an airport and then said, you know what, the airport's too loud.
So yeah, so if you don't get off, too bad. Yeah,
It's
like
the
Jimmy
same
said,
thing with
like,
Universal
no.
Hollywood. Let's build
Like-
all these houses looking over into the studio lot. You know what? They're making too much noise down there.
Okay, hey, can you hang around a bit more, Tony?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because I figure you've seen the Merry Menagerie.
I have.
Yeah, I was surprised that there was merchandise. I don't recall merchandise last year, but correct me if I'm wrong.
They've had the plush for a while.
Oh, yes, that's true.
We've had the plush for a couple of years. I've not seen a Spirit jersey before.
Yes.
We actually take a look at some of this on the live stream from earlier at the Walk and Talk. And I mentioned, and I'm sorry to say it again, but the polar bear plush we would have owned the polar bear plush had it not, if it were soft. That's like that stiff kind of plush, and we weren't thrilled. So we ended up getting the penguin a couple of years ago.
Because that plush right there, that polar bear, that looks like it's going to be the most cuddly, adorable addition to your collection.
And when you grab it, it's like, I'm not going to say the cheap carnival prizes, but it's got that kind of stiff feel to it.
I want the menagerie shirt, though. I really like this.
I feel like it looks almost Hanukkah colors.
That's exactly what.
So, speaking of, I'm gonna be plugging again.
Oh, that's right. You have to declare.
Oh, I'll declare the shirts in a second. But going to the colors that you just mentioned, I spoke with the folks who wrote Holiday Magic at the Disney parks, Becky Klein, Graham Price, and another one I forget. Thick book about holidays at Disney parks.
So much. Oh.
And one of my favorite tidbits from that giant volume is why they switched from traditional holiday decorations to a more solstice in blue and white at Animal Kingdom. It's because traditional holiday is green, and green just gets washed out at Animal Kingdom.
Yep.
So
that makes sense.
That is a great little tidbit.
It's a simple thought, and they did it for 15 years, and they said, you know what? Oops.
No, I love that, though. I hadn't thought about that, but as soon as you say it, it's like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And it's nice that you can have different things at the various parks. So if you really want that, like, I am immersed in Christmas, you can go to Magic Kingdom. And then, you're like, I just want to have a little bit more of a, my own personal holiday celebration. You can go to the other ones.
Just a nice winter look. Kyle throwing into the chat the interview with the authors of the Holiday Magic book. And like Tony says, it's a book like this.
Yeah, I don't have that one handy.
Right,
I have other books.
No, me
handy.
neither.
I don't have that one, but it's a chunker.
Yeah, but it's gorgeous.
It's mostly photos. I'm not gonna lie. It's mostly photos. But yeah,
really beautiful stuff. Let's see. Photo keychains have returned. Some of their choices are interesting.
Yeah, I had not seen these before, but also it's been I don't know how long since I've been to Walt Disney World, but I was debating whether or not to talk about these, and I'm like, these are actually cool.
I almost said something dumb. I almost said rotate the Z so I could see it better. It's a picture.
I know, right?
I know. Oh, I always want to, like, on actual photographs, I want to zoom in. I want to do the finger pinch. Can't do it.
Right? So yeah, some of the letters weren't on display where we grabbed these letter keychains. I think I said photo keychains, but letter keychains. And one of the interesting things we noticed is that Rex, the X is seemingly Rex from Toy Story, because it's kind of that green look. And then for the Q, they went with Evil Queen, which I just thought was a choice. So Kyle, meanwhile, you pinch and try and zoom in. Becca, your husband goes enhance.
And it gets clearer and sharper
Right?
the more you enhance, because that's how it works.
Jumping over to Hot Toys.
Yeah, we have
I forget
another.
that's the brand. I'm sorry. And they're like hot on the market. Hot
No,
toys.
no.
Toy.
Yeah, Eric did another review for us, this time of the She-Hulk attorney at law figure. So this is Jennifer Walters is her, I guess her human persona. I mean, she's still, yeah. And then her Hulk persona is She-Hulk. But this is based off of the Disney Plus series from a couple of years ago.
I love how the chat immediately
Yeah, I
knows
don't know
what's
what
about
this
to
is.
happen.
Explain,
Nikki
please.
Wu coming with, oh, here's my girl with the eyes. And Gio going, oh no, the one with the eyes. And if you don't know what they're talking about, our writer got to share
Oh
that
no.
he had when she first arrived and her eye placement. So
Yeah, so this is a new thing that, well, newish. It's been what, maybe a year or so now, where Hot Toys has been releasing these figures with the movable eyes, so you can kind of like set the
move.
expression.
Yep.
Yeah. So it didn't. Yeah, she she is not stuck like that. He didn't get a defective She-Hulk, but
as she wrote in the article, the tool is to change her eye direction is positioned such that he accidentally ended up changing, and then he was trying to change it back, and he was having quite a bit of trouble. Initially, he was very concerned that was going to be her expression forever, but he managed to resolve the issue.
But yeah, do you have the next photo, the one right below because he says success, behold the sassy side eye, and there we go. Like from the one before to that one, like that's actually kind of cool.
What the smile doesn't read as sassy though, but I'll take it. But the smile doesn't read as sassy.
I see what you're saying. That'll be the next thing. Is you'll be able to change the mouth feature.
Come on, Hot Toys.
Roosevelt's, which Tony is wearing some Roosevelt's right now.
I love this, except for the cut. The cut is a little bit tighter around my chest with this shirt. And I thought it was me, but I tried another one on and it's the same. But this one, it kind of bends in the middle, but whatever. I love this shirt.
It's the right size.
It's the right size. Yeah, 100%. But I also love, you can't really tell until I get really close. There's floral patterns in it as well. And I was talking earlier, I would probably wear this shirt all the time.
Okay.
Yep. So and the hat too.
The hat's Roosevelt's too. Oh.
I love the dad hats from Roosevelt's. And this one's Hey.
Yeah, from this is their latest Moana collection, which came out before Moana 2, but is not not Moana 2 collection.
No.
Gotcha.
And yeah, and I'm wearing them too. This is the Star Wars Beskar.
Oh, nice.
This is from a while ago though, so I think we're past
that one sold out pretty quick, didn't it too?
It's been restocked a few times. I know because I have my eye on it. I keep thinking about picking it up because I don't have a performance fleece from Roosevelt. No, sorry, performance long sleeve from Roosevelt's. And
yeah, that's not.
I borrowed Doobies, and it's like a dress on me, but it was so wonderfully comfortable and warm. I'm like, I think I may need to get one of these for myself.
Roosevelt's has been nice enough to send me a couple of them, but I wish I could say I like wearing them because my wife has stolen them.
Oh, so, wait, the hoodies or
the hoodies?
Okay,
the hoodies are amazing.
She's claimed ownership, even though I wear them more, over 2 or 3 of the Kunus, but the hoodies have all but disappeared and went into her side of the closet. So
I know Tony's not a Star Wars fan, but that's what we're going to be highlighting here when it comes to Roosevelt's. They've got some new outerwear for their Star Wars fan base. I love this flannel, Becca.
Yes, I agree. I think the color is so lovely.
Does their flannel have that unique give that they have with their some of their other
It's got, as Tony's showing, a little bit of stretch.
Yep.
It's a two-way stretch instead of the 4-way.
And it's definitely not like the hoodie stretch.
No, this is this is super stretchy. You're not this is the only thing you're doing that with.
Roosevelt's was nice enough to send me the Hades release of the flannel plaid, whatever you want to call it. And I get really warm really quick in it, so
Oh,
I'll
that's
add
good
that.
to know.
But in terms of Florida, I'm sure I'd be fine out there in Northern California or Missouri or Pacific Northwest or something. But in Florida, I got really hot. Otherwise, I would probably wear it all the time. But it
And
does have a little bit of give. Don't like oh, okay, I can drop a size or whatever. No, it's
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna.
no.
No.
Stick with your your
Yep.
size.
and they've even got a bomber jacket. The colors on this are gorgeous with the Vader.
I like
It's
the
really,
colors.
Yeah, I
it's
do
really pretty.
too. And
Yeah.
it's reversible. The other side's just it's like all black and there's I say it looks like a propaganda poster. It's Darth Vader and it's like join the dark side, fulfill your destiny. So
Oh, cool.
it's very hard to see it, but it's there, like more of a
Nice.
secret.
Nice. And okay. I'm not a fan.
No?
It makes Disney
this
bounding
one.
easy.
That's what I was thinking. If you're going to go to have some Star Wars Disney bound or whatever, if you're going to go visit Batu and you want to dress like Chewbacca without committing to the Chewbacca look, here you go.
Yeah, I like this choice better. With the Boba Fett helmet, the deep colors. I don't know why, but that other one is just
the Boba Fett one too. I'll give you Chewie looks a lot more like a costume piece. The Boba Fett one, if you know it, you know it. But if not, you might think it's a weird color block logo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if you know it, you
Did
know
they
it
forget
immediately.
what Nike looks like?
And then the traditional logo with Luke and Vader crossing sabers.
Yeah.
That one, that's pretty yeah, that's an epic design there. And then this feels like what you were describing as the inside of the bomber jacket. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So just really stunning exterior, and then the reversible interior look there. So yeah, lots of great stuff from
that looks new.
Yeah, that's a shaved Wookiee. That's a like a classic sweatshirt. So it's more of that cotton feel. And then they also have a cotton hoodie this time that I've not seen from them before.
Yeah,
And
I'm curious.
And they have socks. This is the first time I've seen socks from Roosevelt's as part of this Star Wars collection.
Yeah, so a couple of designs.
I know they've done boxer briefs.
Yes.
But I don't know that they were licensed.
Okay.
I think they were just their designs, but I don't know that they've done socks before.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen socks before.
So I'm eager to hear hoping the team will get to try some, because I'm eager to hear what they think. Because one of the I'm all blurry, sorry guys. The difference between Rock'em socks and a lot of other brands is the Rock'em socks, the design tends to be printed on the sock, and so if you have a larger calf diameter, you'll end up with some spacing between the image, whereas like I want to say Stance or some of these other brands, it's actually the way it's woven is the images are kind of within the weave, and so you don't get that same kind of color striping that you end up with as you do with the Rock'em socks. But once again, I like how Rock'em socks keeps my feet warm, and I don't have the calf trouble, so the designs look good, and they have they're able to have a wider variety too, because of that print process that they utilize. They even do some customization. You can get your own face put on stuff, or a friend's face, or that kind of thing. So yeah, but so I'm eager to hear the comfort and how plush the Rock'em socks.
I agree.
I mean,
I'm definitely curious, because you just pointed out everything I have issues with both Rock'em and Stance. Rock'em, I have Rocco's Modern Life, appropriately enough, socks in those, and when you stretch them out at a certain point, it's like Rocco or Filbert just like, kill me now. But at a certain point that happens. But with the Stance ones, they're woven in. But because they're all woven, they're kind of thick, and it just gets really hot really fast. So I'm very curious to see how the Roosevelt's ones feel.
Exactly. Continuing with some more Star Wars stuff, Becca. a nail polish brand has
Yeah,
launched
I'm like a
Star Wars.
little sad that we had Mike write about that. Not, I was not available to write about this, so it's silly that it's a little silly to me that Mike had to write about nail polish, but he did a great job. And yeah, this is Mooncat,
Did
a
he
company
try it?
I have not tried it, but
Oh,
I've done.
but
No,
did
he did
Mike
not,
try
and
it?
he did not
Okay.
try it. No, no, no. He just wrote about the new product. It's this like cat eye type thing, where like you can see that galactic pattern there, and it kind of gives you that like that shimmer. So it's a magnetized nail polish. And
Yep.
I don't have anything from Mooncat, but I did purchase some when I was like, oh, let me see if I can give myself a salon style look at home. And I'm not very good at it, but this is such a cool effect. So knowing that there's a Star Wars inspiration for the cat eye is
And
pretty
they
cool.
and they even have a magnetic thermal design among these, which means that when you initially put the color on, it will look one shade, but then as it warms to your skin temp, your nail temp, it transitions in depth of color. I want to say it's the Imperial Stormtrooper specifically that they hype with that dynamic.
So they
But
change based on body heat? Did I understand that right?
yep.
Oh,
And
wow.
then the Darth Vader collection, this sold out. So I think it lasted maybe a day or two after its release. But the collection like this is not available from Mooncat. However, the individual colors still are available. One of the interesting things about Mooncat is it is a woman-owned company, and they do donate a portion of their sales to helping place homes for cats. So like getting cats a permanent home, hence the moon cat and all
Nice.
that kind of thing. So there's a definite vibe and kind of community feel to the brand itself as well. So if you haven't heard of Mooncat, go check them out. They do a lot of these magnetic response nail polishes, like they reached here with the Vader. The previous collab I think they did, Becca, was Powder Puff Girls.
Okay, that
Right?
makes a lot of
Powerpuff
sense.
Girls. I think I just said powder, but Power.
You said powder puff. I was about to. I was about to, but you're good.
Like, oops, Powder Puff. Well, okay. So I actually did kind of do Sensational 7, but like kind of a take on it, because you guys, we've been covering the Disney treasure around here so much. And so, inspired by the Disney treasure, I kind of threw together a list of a few items. So I'll share them with y'all. Um,
Coffee. I like coffee. Thumbs up.
obviously, the Disney treasure, the main Grand Hall, it's Agrabah. You also have Agrabah represented throughout the ship. So I found these stunning Jafar stud earrings. Enchanted Disney Fine Jewelry has a lot of sales going on. So I also pulled from them because the Scat Cat Lounge, right? This is Aristocats. So one of my favorite street artists, who sadly we lost last year, Lebo, he did this adorable treasure box with Duchess and Marie, and he includes the lyrics of Just the Two of Us. Tony, this guy also has some great Lady and the Tramp art I keep meaning to send you.
Okay, please do.
But if you are looking for some treasures, over at K Jewelers, currently more than 50% off, Becca, is this Aristocats necklace.
That's amazing. That's such a cute design too.
Right?
It
You
is.
got the three little kittens and a little bit of sparkle.
Yeah.
For Sarabi, I pulled from the world of the Lion King. This is their
As they did for the name of that place. Go
their
on.
main what would you call this? How would you describe Sarabi, Tony? I know you did a lot.
So a lounge, not like a drink.
Yeah.
So I compare it most to the D lounge on the older ships, because that's
Yep.
basically what it is. But yeah.
And so over at
Theater venue.
look at this. They have a representation of Rafiki in gemstones. So you've got sterling silver and 10-karat yellow gold. Once
I'm not
again,
gonna lie. If they
40.
made that like an Italian style gold chain, like an Italian guy would wear, myself, I'm talking about me. I'd wear it.
And that I like it. Like I say, it caught my eye. You also will find Nemo around the Disney treasure, whether it's in the little fish extenders you've got at the door, or within the carpeting, which I know Tony has very strong feelings on the carpets of the
No, not
treasure.
the carpet. It's the walls.
Oh, the walls.
The
Oh,
walls
okay.
are a very dated Ramada Inn color, but that's my opinion. It does not reflect everybody else at Laughing Place.
But you can get Gil.
That
as
one
a
too.
Sparkly. He's beautiful, and he's currently 40% off. So,
Where's that one at?
these are all K. These are
Okay.
K jewelers, and they've got a sale going on. So I thought I'd highlight some of them just in case people have been looking at them and maybe a little bit out of the budget. Like I say, right now, 40% off. The Disney Treasure also has a Pirate Night, as do all, and a black rhodium chain on this stunning Pirates of the Caribbean diamond crown. Becca, is this something you'd wear to Pirate Night?
Yeah, I think so. I could see myself doing that.
Yeah, I could too. Throwing a little bit of sparkle into the pirate look. And finally, the Jade Cricket Cafe. This is one of the smaller, just kind of like simplistic coffee bars that they have there. You can also get spirits, but
It also looks a little bit more elaborate. I haven't seen these pictures yet than the ones on the Wish. I feel like the Wish has the two Wishing Star Cafe, and then there's another one that's name skips my head. But they felt very much cut and paste.
yeah,
And kind of like the same with a different one. I think one's Sword in the Stone, and I think the other's Pinocchio.
yes,
But
you're right.
this actually looks I like this a lot.
I like it too.
Yeah, no, it's adorable. And like I say, they've got the little cricky out of a deep green like jade. And so I pulled from our friends over at Rock Love, and it's the Good Luck Cricky necklace. So utilize, like I say, the treasure was on my mind. So I thought I'd gather up a few sparklies connected to some of the various Disney stories that are represented on the treasure, and as a chance to also remind you that all over Laughing Place, you'll find numerous photos and videos. Our guys really covered it stem to stern, the Disney treasure. So if you haven't had a chance to check all that out, please do.
That reminds me, I have to put in a reimbursement request form because I had to upgrade my Google Drive storage because of all those photos and videos.
Dude, Tony. Well, thank you for joining us, Tony.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to say goodbye to you before Becca starts sharing
Absolutely.
with us the shopping list.
All
Thanks
right.
again.
Thank you, Tony.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll let you remove yourself. Okay.
I can't.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. And finally, Becca, I will let you share with everyone all that we have at Laughing Place that we didn't talk about today.
Yep, like 2025 pins. Not 2,200 or not 2,025 pins, but no, there's some new dated pin merchandise available at Disney Store featuring some of the characters. Walt Disney World is getting ready for the Walt Disney World Marathon. That's coming in January. And so there's a preview of some of the merchandise that will be available to attendees at the Run Disney events. Over at Animal Kingdom, we've got some new Banshee accessories on Pandora. So there's a new figure that you can collect, and then there's a pouch that you can put it in, and just really, really cool variety of colors and designs. If you like mugs, we've got some Kilimanjaro Safari mugs over at Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios has some classic designs as well, including Mickey Mouse and Gertie the dinosaur. Looks like there's going to be some perks for Disneyland Magic Key holders at Disneyland coming in 2025, including a popcorn bucket. I think there's going to be some pins as well. But the popcorn bucket features Stitch. It's just a classic popcorn bucket with a Stitch design on it, but it's a lot of fun. And I know that we're heading into the holiday season, or we're in the middle of the holiday season. If you haven't gotten a gift yet for friends and family, we might be pushing it a little bit close here, but something that's special and unique is like a Shutterfly book or calendar, and you can take your photos and use some Disney designs as well to create something special and unique. This is a weird one for us, but it's merchandise. It's a collectible. Empire magazine has previewed their upcoming Captain America Brave New World covers.
Oh, wow.
And so those will be available on newsstands in the coming weeks.
Oh man, I'm sorry, you have just unlocked a memory. I remember like passionately going to Barnes and Nobles and checking for Empire magazine when certain tentpole movies were on the horizon. And so you're mentioning that, just a flood of memories of going to Barnes and Noble and double checking and being like, has it come? Yeah, okay, sorry.
No, there's something super special about that. So I think that totally fits with this, like, barely necessities. You don't need it, but you absolutely do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we've got the final week of Gift the Galaxy. Mike has wrapped that up for us with some new Hasbro figures, including a Journey of Anakin Skywalker, and it's 3 different figures of Anakin at different parts in his story. And then we've got a Plo Koon and Lord Starkiller figures that will be coming soon from Hot Toys. I think Plo Koon has been set for pre-order, and I think Lord Starkiller is just like a preview concept of what will be available. But there's some awesome collectibles on the way for Star Wars fans. Wow. So yeah.
And before we see you all next time, they are going to be doing a red mini collection release over at Disney Store. So it will have been newly released by the time we're back here with you. So I'm excited to talk about that. Lots of polka dotted stuff.
Yes,
so
probably.
I love polka dotted stuff. So I'm excited about that. And then after the beginning of the year, Disney Store promises some mugs. So we'll have some mugs to discuss as well. So as always, there's, stuff currently happening and stuff on the horizon that we look forward to talking about with all of you. We appreciate you stopping by. If you've been enjoying it, please give us a like. When you hit like, it helps other people find us. And if you really want to help people find us, drop a comment in the chat below. Maybe let us know if you saw something here that you didn't know about, or if you'd like us to showcase some other item. If you're familiar with a brand that you've seen Disney products from that we haven't highlighted, let us know. We'd love to, share it with other people. Later on this channel at 7 o'clock. Is it 7 o'clock or is it 7:30? Kyle,
7:30, I think, right?
I think it's
7:30 Pacific.
Yeah, I think so too. 7:30 Pacific is Disney Trivia Live. It's a game show hosted by my husband, and tonight's theme is obscurity. So I don't know, maybe it'll be some of the titles that Tony was talking about that are, like tiny, or maybe it will be one of those blurred images and you have to try and guess what it is. I don't know. We'll find out at 7:30. So we'll see you all very soon. Thanks for joining us. Bye.